Like the next guy has it, the next gal has it, and you don't. There's your problem. Your whole life is nothing more than your imagination going all day long, 24 hours a day. Did you know that? You're imagining everything. Did you know that? Okay, nothing's real except you make it real with your mind. So why not imagine a great life? So monitor your thoughts. Put nourishing thoughts. Put good thoughts. Dwell on good things, and good things will come from you. If you dwell on negative things, this world attracts them to you. Dwell on the things you dream about. Dwell on supporting the dreams of others. Make your life a playground of positives. Is that a good thing to do? Why not? You can do it today if you want to. Are you a giver or a taker? Do you go through life with two catcher's mitts on, seeing what everybody can give you? Or do you go through life with one and the other one's throwing back? And the one who throws first is the best one. Because this is a universe of laws. You got to plant the seed before you can ever expect to have a harvest. That's as old a wisdom as you're ever going to face, and it's as true today as it was the day it was spoken or written. How many people today live by that principle? Standing back, waiting to see. There are no strangers in the world. We're only strangers within ourselves because we don't know how to reach out to another human being. Don't be a stranger anymore. Reach out. You'll be amazed when you start smiling and opening up how people will react and like kind to you. And those who don't, just touch them on the shoulder and say, I hope you have a good day. There's magic in being nice. You want to know why? You and I, from birth, were wired for it. The actual experience of life should basically be a blissful experience for no apparent reason. It's just a good deal. Thank you for this wonderful experience, this great planet we live on. Sure, we have challenges, but if there was no rub, there'd be no saints, there'd be no scientists. We have to understand the way the game is put together. We don't need to understand it all, but I know there's a loving force behind it all. I'm convinced of that. Call it what you want, relate with it any way you feel you should. But this is not an accident. When you start understanding the unbelievable mysteries of nature and the way things flow and the things that we're discovering in science, wow. What a privilege that you and I are here to experience. But we self-deprecate, don't we? Huh? And we start thinking of how we're not like so-and-so. And we don't seem to be as smart as so-and-so. And then, you know what really gets to be fun is as you get older and you get in front of a mirror with no clothes on. How many of you can do a 360 and go, whoo, this is really some package? We don't do it, do we? We have difficulty with aging. I mean, what a joke. We ought to just be riding this thing called life right through with joy and happiness and love. That's a decision you make. There's no formula. It's a choice you were naturally made for. Your nature cries out for it. Every cell in your body celebrates when you're that way. Why do we have to be any other way? Because we're not enlightened. We keep thinking we can't do it. And the reason is our self-images are damaged. How do we get them? They're based upon the belief system. It's what you've been taught to believe about yourself, your strengths and your limitations, the put-downs you've had through your life, the scorning of other people. Maybe it was parental favoritism one way against the other way. I got news for you. Forgive them all. You're carrying the gorilla and they're dancing. Forgive them all. That's the starting point. Get rid of that stuff. And then be courageous enough to challenge the new you that could emerge. The minute you say it to yourself and you mean it, did you hear that? I promise you unusual things, sometimes scary things, are going to come your way. And here's why. This is a real friendly universe. It has abundance everywhere except in our minds. Everything in the universe just keeps giving, 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 giving. Yes or no? And we live with the limited imagination. And the limits of our thinking is the limits of our dream. And your life will only be as high as your highest aspiration or as low as your lowest dream. You're the creator. And as to what comes tomorrow, for those of you who have faith in eternity, I got news for you. You're already in it. It's not going to break up. You're going to change clothes and something else happens. So live with love. Live with care. You're designed for it. And if whatever comes later, if you come from love, don't even give it another thought. You're included. In your personal relationships, always express appreciation for your partner. Over the years, many women would come to me and talk to me about their grief and relationship, and one of the most predominant complaints was, I no longer feel appreciated. We guys have a tendency sometimes to think we're the big shots. In my family, we have 7 daughters and 2 sons. I know where I get my nurturing from. A great lady and 7 wonderful girls and 2 sons that are there as well, supporting. You got to give if you want to get. So I want you to know, in relationship, don't look for the perfect person. Learn to love perfectly the person you have. And I want to close by giving you an insight that we all should remember every moment we're alive. Listen to it closely. In all of our lives, all we've ever had was a present moment. You see, the past, we have the ability, because of reflective memory, to recreate the stories and bring forth the pictures. The further removed from the event, the foggier the picture. In some cases, we spend most of our lives reliving yesterday's hurts, trying to recreate themes of what didn't happen. It's a waste of the precious moment of life, which is the only one you've ever had, is the one you're in now. And if you're so fortunate to be here tomorrow morning, all you've got is another now. So when's the time? You see, we have a horrible relationship with time. The time to love is now. The time to forgive is now. The time to reach out is now. The time to go to work is now. The time to read the books is now. There is no tomorrow. There is only now. And so I close. About time. The moving finger writes, and having written moves on. Not all our piety nor wit shall bring it back to cancel half a line. Not all our tears wash out a word of it. In ourselves, not in the clamor of the crowded streets, nor the shouts and the plaudits of the throng, but in ourselves lies triumph or defeat. And so, like me, when you shall pass among our guests, star-scattered in this mass, and in your joyous journey, reach the spot where I have reached, turn down an empty glass. God bless you.